Very good morning, welcome, it's Jeff Laughton online. It's about 11 o'clock on Monday the 7th of July. Well, it's the start of a new week, and although the racing today is pretty poor, certainly towards the end of the week from Thursday onwards we get one of the best meetings of the year, which is the Newmarket July meeting. As I've said, I'll be leaving on Wednesday to go there, so I'll put a video up today and tomorrow, and then if you want my bets from Wednesday to Saturday, I've created a new group specifically for those 4 days. And if you joined for the Royal Ascot week, you were rewarded with 6 winners from 11 bets, and we made 19 points profit. So if you're interested, drop me an email at the email address below, or send a text to the phone number that I've left. Now, we found a few winners on Saturday, and for the people who were on the private service, we were desperately unlucky not to collect a full house. Excuse me, after Vincenzo Perugio won at 9-4. Blue Bolt then won at 2-1, and we were waiting for Ombudsman in the Coral Eclipse, which was a maximum bet, and we'd also had a treble as well. Shh. Now, I'm still struggling to see how that one got beaten, and a couple of people have emailed me asking what I thought of the ride by William Buick. Personally, I wouldn't be William Buick's biggest fan, but it's difficult to totally criticise the ride. When he won at Royal Ascot, he got stopped more times than an ice cream van, but after being covered up he didn't really get any cover. Now, Buick had him at the back, then he went wide, got stuck out on the wing, and then back in again before making his move 2 furlongs out. If I've got a criticism of him in this race, it's that it was indecisive and he didn't really know where he wanted to be. He still, though, should have won, and it looked as though he was going to win, but for the brilliance of Ryan Moore. Now, there are 1 or 2 jockeys who make a significant difference on a horse, and Ryan Moore would be one of them when he rides for Coolmore. Buick wouldn't be. As hard as it was to swallow, I think the best horse on the day won, and it did cost us dear. So we had 2 out of 3 winners on the private service on Saturday, and there are 2 bets up there today. If you want to know what they are, or you're interested in joining at any stage, then send me an email to jefflaughtonmanagement@gmail.com. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jeff Laughton, and I've been a professional gambler for over 30 years. I don't have gimmicks, I don't jump out of helicopters, I don't wave stupid wads of cash around, and I don't get filmed collecting money from bookmakers. My motto, I suppose, would be no gimmicks, just winners. I set this channel up not to tip winners as such. It's not a tipping channel, more an educational channel. I create all my own figures, and then I put those figures to tomorrow's races before deciding which races I really want to study. Now, I may look at 8 or 9 races in the morning and then end up with just 2 bets. And that is the most important thing for me, identifying the races in which we play. I think my message is starting to get through to people, because so many people have emailed me or approached me at the races and tell me that it's changed the way that they now look at at betting on horses. Forget all those large 20-runner handicaps where half the field have got realistic chances. Let's look in races where only a maximum of 3 horses should be winning. These are where we want to play. Okay, we're not going to hit 12-1 winners, we're not going to hit 16-1 winners, but we're going to hit plenty of winners. And there's nothing better than betting when you're confident. How many times do you put your money down knowing that it can't win even before it leaves the stalls? Now, okay, let's kick on with today. I've got a few of those races that I want to go through with you. Just before we do, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified when I put these videos up. Start at Ayr, 1:30. My starting point in this race was the Carl Burke horse, Half Sovereign, who ran a huge eye-catching race on debut at Redcar 2 weeks ago. She was actually tailed off at halfway and looked as green as grass, and with the jockey in no rush to get after her. But she grasped what it was all about before flying home in 4th. However, that wasn't a strong race, and she only cost 12,000 guineas. So whilst the eye was telling me that I must back her next time, my figures didn't back that up. But I got a very strong message here for Charlie Johnson's Folk Pageant, who's been working well with a horse of theirs called Venetian Lace, who was 4th in the Chesham Stakes at Royal Ascot, beaten 2 1/4 lengths. She wouldn't be best drawn here in 10, but she is by a Group 1 winner, and if she gets anywhere near the form of Venetian Lace, then she should be winning this. And this is a perfect case of why you should look at the private service. This is one of 2 bets I put up today to my private service clients at 8:30 this morning when she was priced at 11-2. She's now as low as 5-4. Of course, she has to go and win, but I would rather be on at 11-2 than 5-4. And with the Johnson yard being in such cracking form, you wouldn't bet against her winning on debut. At Ripon this evening in the 7 o'clock, Belay again, another from the Johnson yard, has run well in her last 2 starts, both in handicaps. This looks weaker. However, Angel Army of James Tate's caught the eye, staying on over 7 furlongs on debut at Wolverhampton. She goes up to a mile today and she'll certainly improve for that, but I'm not sure she's ready to win as yet. In the 8:30, the 2 to concentrate on here are Kalinsky of James Owens and Grand Harbour of Sir Mark Prescott's. Grand Harbour looked to be crying out for a 1.5 miles last time when she stayed on late at Brighton. But he's had a few chances already, whereas Kalinsky in his first handicap won quite well. I'm calling Grand Harbour a she, and it's a he, by the way. So as I say, he's had a few chances where Kalinsky in his first handicap won quite well at Lingfield. He didn't look totally straightforward and needed grabbing hold of, but when Hector Crouch did that at Lingfield, he quickly made his mind up, and the £6 rise shouldn't be enough to stop him following up. In the 9 o'clock, it looks much of a muchness with the front 4 in the market, but I think Nova May has a few things in her favour. Firstly, she likes to race prominently, and so drawn in stall 8 against the nearside rail would be a big plus. She returns to 6 furlongs and has the useful Mason Paytel taking off £7. At the likely prices, she could be worth a small interest. Now, we got 3 meetings tomorrow, and please God, let them be better than this, because this has been like pulling teeth today trying to find bets. So I'll be back at the same time, but remember, if you want my information after Tuesday and you want to know what bets I've had, then you need to join the special new market group that I've set up while I'm away. So drop me an email or send me a text, and I will speak to you at the same time tomorrow. Many thanks.